everyone, it's time for our next topic in science, and that's going to be plants. So I've brought some behind me to show you. I'll start with this one. I can't remember its name. I bought it 10 years ago from a garden centre, and it needed rescuing. They hadn't looked after it. It was all dry, all the leaves were falling off, and I thought, oh, I bet I could look after that a bit better. So I brought it home, and 10 years later it's still here, and you can see it's actually growing new little leaves at this time of year, so it must be nice and healthy. Okay, it's got a really long name, I think, that I can't remember anymore, so I'll put that one back. I brought these to show you as well. I bought these from Aldi last week. I love having fresh flowers to look at in my lounge. You'll notice these aren't growing anymore, they've been picked, but I put them in a vase with some water to help keep them fresh for a bit longer. They're a type of lily, and they're beautiful colours. You see the flowers? Gorgeous. I've got two different colours there and mixed them together. I've also got these to show you. Now, at the beginning of lockdown, we weren't allowed to garden centres, and I needed some plants to put in my garden for the spring and early summer. So I went and bought some seeds instead, and I bought some marigold seeds, and I planted them about 3 weeks ago, and now they look like this. So these are little marigold seedlings, and maybe over the next couple of weeks we can watch these grow and see how they change. I also at the same time planted some other seeds. These are cosmos, I think that's how you pronounce them. You can see they look a bit different, can't you? They're a bit more spindly, a bit more delicate, but these will grow bigger, they'll get more leaves, and they'll grow some beautiful flowers on them as well, so I can enjoy them when they're planted in my garden. Okay. So let's have a look at what we're going to be learning over the next couple of weeks in our plants topic. We're going to be explaining how plants grow and what they need in order to grow. We're going to be observing some plants grow, possibly these. We're going to be naming plants and trees as well as their parts, and we'll be describing what those parts of the plants do as well. To start off today, I think it would be a good idea if you had a go at naming some common plants that you might find in your garden, someone else's garden, or when you go for a walk. So I'm going to show you a load of plants on the screen, and I want you to pause the video and have a go at naming them. Some are easier than others. Okay, here we go. See if you can pause the video here and name as many of these common flowers as you can. Right, let's go through them and see if you're right. This one's a bluebell. Quite easy to remember because of the shape of the flowers. They look like little bells. The buttercup, nice little tiny yellow flower that grows wild too. Daisies, they're a small flower too that you can find growing in the grass, maybe on your garden. Dandelions, a nice bright colour. And once the yellow flower's gone, you'll notice a big ball of seeds that you can pick and blow, and they go everywhere. Pansies, these are nice bedding plants to put in your garden, and they come in lots of different colours. Primroses, they come in different colours too. They're my mum's favourite flower. Poppies, very distinctive red colour, the poppy. And the sunflower. They grow really tall, but they're really nice to have in your garden. Right, I want you to think back to our animals topic. Do you remember me saying that all animals are living things? They're alive. Well, plants are living things too. Now, we're going to be learning about the parts of plants today. We'll be naming parts of the plants and talking a little bit about what they do. So, I've picked one of my marigold seedlings just to show you. This bit here would have been in the soil, which is why you can still see bits of soil on it. Does anybody know the name of that bit of the plant that would be in the soil? It's the root of a plant. Now, the job of the roots is to collect the water. So as the plant grows, the roots grow and they spread out, and that's in order for them to find enough water to help that plant grow. All plants need water to grow. Okay, so these are the roots. Now, once the roots have collected that water, the water goes up this bit here. Now, it's only small on this because it's only a seedling, but this will eventually grow into the stem of a plant, of the marigold. And the stem's job is to hold that plant up nice and sturdy, give it strength, and it's also to carry the water and the nutrients from the soil to where it's needed in the leaves and eventually the flower on our marigold. The next bit of the plant we're going to look at is the leaves. Now they're only little on this at the moment, it's not fully grown, but the leaves play a really important job. Plants can't just walk to the kitchen and get some food when they're hungry. They have to make their own food. And the leaves make the plant's food, and they do that using the sunshine. We won't go into detail about that today, but just remember that the leaves make the plant's food. Now this hasn't got a flower on it yet, but I've got one of my little lilies here to show you. Now we can see the stem, this tall bit here, holding the plant upright when this was planted. Remember, it would have had the roots down here, but they've been chopped off and the flower's been picked. So it would have had the roots, and then we've got the stem coming up here, holding it nice and strong, upright. We've got all these leaves that make the plant's food using the sunlight. And at the top here, we've got a lovely colourful flower. Now the job of the flower is to attract insects like bees, and they come and they take the nectar that's down in there, nice sweet liquid, and they eat that. And they also do something called pollinating. So they pollinate the plants, and that just means that they help the plant reproduce. They help the plant make more plants, like baby plants. So that's the job of the flower. They help plants make more of themselves. Now these, you'll notice here, they've got these lovely pinky bits around the outside, and this part of the flower, these are called the petals. And I want you to try and remember that as well. Petals. To make it look really nice. Okay, so the main parts of our plant, we have the roots that go in the soil that collect the water. We have the stem, which helps to keep a plant upright, keep it sturdy and strong, and it helps to carry the water and the nutrients up to where it's needed from the soil. We have the nice green leaves that make the food for the plant using the sunshine. We have the flowers, which attract the insects, and that helps to make more flowers. And we have the petals that make up the flower too. Okay, so your job now is to draw a really simple picture of a flower with a stem and the leaves and the roots, and see if you can have a go at labelling the main parts. Flower, petal, leaves, stem and roots. And if you want to, write a little sentence underneath each one to explain the job of each of those parts. Hope you've enjoyed today's lesson, and I'll see you soon.